Hi, my name is Tognetti, and I'm creating this video reflection as part of the EdTech 592 portfolio course, and I'm going to talk about my experience in the BSU MET program, which I started in the summer of 2013. My role is the Director of Professional Development as well as the Educational Technologist at a private all-girls Catholic school. I've had the good fortune of being a classroom teacher as well as an administrator. As such, the lens through which I look at the MET program is definitely how can educational technology deepen student learning, and how can teachers be provided with a platform to better enable that learning. So a primary goal for me is helping teachers understand the opportunities that exist when embracing practical, intelligent additions of technology to their curriculum, and the resultant benefits that students will get. I feel that I have covered the AECT standards well based upon the courses that I've taken and what I've learned. The coursework also helped me deepen my existing knowledge and has given me better foundation for implementing effective EdTech in the classroom. That combination of new learning, more breadth of knowledge, and deepening my existing knowledge, more depth, has been important to me and very valuable. I'll spend the next few minutes describing my big takeaways from the MET program. One of the big takeaways from the MET program is reinforcing to me that the notion that there are many considerations when adding EdTech to a classroom. With a sometimes endless array of tools, apps, web resources, and integration approaches that can be used for a teacher or anyone in education, it can be overwhelming to choose a particular path. For instance, what will work best for a teacher trying to add tech-infused formative assessment into their curriculum? The answer is often, it depends. It's clear that many aspects need to be considered. First, what are the teacher's desired learning outcomes? And why do they want to add tech to do this? What's the subject? A math class, a language course, and social studies will not necessarily need the same tools and technology. What's the student makeup? Are they second graders? Are they postgraduate students? Is it a face-to-face course? Is it online? Is it a blended learning approach? What's the technology infrastructure at the school and at home? Sadly, that's still a big issue in both places. Finally, what's the teacher's aptitude? Do they bring a high comfort level to the table or not? Obviously, some teachers seem to take to EdTech much better than others. These are all issues that I had a chance to either learn or that were reinforced in the BSU program. These and many other questions need to be pondered to successfully integrate technology to support the learning need. To me, the MET program helped me hone my approach to more effectively integrate tech. I had many opportunities to practice the effective integration of technology in the different BSU courses that I took. Right now, I'm working on a school-wide 3-year educational technology plan. I plan to use several of the artifacts done in EdTech 541, integrating technology into the classroom curriculum, to exemplify effective ways to integrate tech into the classroom. This is an excellent example of using my knowledge gain and the work that I've already done in the MET program to support the teachers at my school. There are several science-based, tech-embedded examples completed in EdTech 541 that I will include to exemplify effective technology use in the classroom. Here's one example. This was the hypermedia integration assignment for a biology lesson, which consisted of a video library shown on this page and a 5-day lesson plan with a focus on videos and other web-based resources. To me, using the web and all its resources is an extremely important component to relevant, useful EdTech integration, and I'm very pleased with this example to show my fellow teachers. Another very effective class that really helped me develop my personal perspective and professional approach was the EdTech 513 Multimedia course. I have consistently struggled with how much information to include in various instructional videos, presentations, and other things that I've done. My typical approach was to include too much. Here's what I used to do. As you can see, there's way too much information provided on this page. What I learned from the multimedia course, understanding the limited information that people can take in via their auditory and visual channels, and taking a hard look at my approach really helped me understand what I need to do to improve the learning outcomes for my students. This less is more approach was hugely beneficial to me and clearly represents a big series of aha moments and deep learning on my part. Here's a more recent example of my approach. Hopefully, you can see a difference. It contains some simple information that should be easily understood by the learner. In coming months, I will have more increased opportunities to provide online EdTech training for teachers, and this is another area in which I feel I've significantly grown. In EdTech 522, Online Teaching for Adult Learners, I had opportunities to understand best practices and the theory behind those best practices. In 503, Instructional Design, all the elements required to build a really effective course were practiced. Particularly understanding how to assess the learning and understanding the learner's needs were two major takeaways from 503. As both a learner in the EdTech program and a student on the receiving end of online learning, I have developed a checklist of sorts to help me develop my own online courses. Here are the elements of that checklist. First and foremost, I want to build a learning community. I want to draw people in and do all I can to make sure that all are welcome. I need to ensure that there are small bits of learning to not overwhelm the learner's auditory and visual learning channels. I need to make sure that I provide clear instructions so that the learner can get right to the tasks at hand, which is learning the material and not trying to decipher what I mean. In a similar way, I need to provide focused information. Whether it's a web page or a Canvas course or anything in between, I need to concentrate on the precise learning that's needed at that time. And I also need to encourage meaningful dialogue. We want that audience engaged, and I'll do everything I can to make that happen. Of course, that list assumes that the curriculum is actually valid, accurate, and learnable, but these are additional gotta-dos that I now know are paramount in developing successful online learning. Another area that I feel I've grown considerably and taken a deep dive in is in the area of digital citizenship. Specifically, I had a decent grasp of copyright issues for published works and how to use Creative Commons attribution for images in particular. I've done some teaching for students and educators over the years, but in the MET program I had the opportunity to grow this knowledge in a couple different courses. For instance, in EdTech 503, my instructional design project was on effective image search. And a major component of that was helping students learn about copyright and fair use. In EdTech 542, technology-supported project-based learning, I also had an opportunity to learn more about the topic and develop a comprehensive project-based learning approach for teachers to learn about the major components of digital citizenship based upon the ISTE standard number 4, promoting and modeling digital citizenship and responsibility. Two courses stand out that helped me gain analytical skills in EdTech above all the others. The first was the school evaluation that I completed in EdTech 501. It was a very interesting project for me. The takeaways regarding evaluation of a school's readiness have proven invaluable, and I think that it's one skill and a really good tool that I will use in the future. The second course to note would be the EdTech 505 Evaluation for Educational Technologists. I appreciated the rigorous evaluation approach that was taken, and I learned a lot. It was a good experience to learn the techniques of evaluation as defined by the course. Far too often I see such haphazard evaluation approaches by many in education, and I think this more prescribed approach that I learned about in EdTech 505 will help me down the road. One other area that I think I've grown is in my problem-solving skills. Certainly all the courses had elements of problem solving, but one really comes to mind is EdTech 502, the Internet for Educators. I'm clearly not an I'm not an HTML coder, so working at that level of depth was a challenge for me. Thanks to excellent support from the professor and my classmates, I was able to successfully navigate through the course and create a credible website that reflected classroom EdTech integration examples that have proved useful to me. In summary, the opportunity to broaden and deepen my educational technology knowledge has certainly been beneficial to me personally and professionally. I appreciate the connections that I made among my classmates and my professors too, and I look forward to what the future brings. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed understanding more about what I learned in the Boise State MET program. Thanks.